Wow.
What are you on about?
I'm really high.
Well, that should make for a good podcast.
Maybe. I don't know. It might be offensive. I warned one of the kids. I said, well, I guess you could tell your friends your stepmom's on the internet live high off her ass.
Well, things happen, folks.
When they're 20 years old and experimenting with life themselves.
Oh, I thought you said experimenting with meth. And
I
I'm
would
glad
like
you
to
said
think
life.
that none of our children are experimenting with meth. Something is on the roof.
Something's on the roof. It's probably a bird.
I hope it's a bird, but it sounds like it has 4 legs. Maybe it's that neighborhood cat that the neighbor feeds.
Could be. Could be.
I don't
anything
think you're
up there.
supposed to feed neighborhood cats because it could be somebody's
What
pet.
if it's a gator up there?
That would be awesome. Oh, you
What if
guys.
the gator comes
We would be
smashing
so
through the
happy.
screen during the telecast?
We would
That
be so
amazing.
happy if there was a gator on our roof. Do I have like
I
a...
love it. I don't know what you have.
circle under my eye?
I don't think so. Now
I'm-
you have
okay.
a finger under your eye. This is riveting podcast material.
Y'all need to know, I woke up this morning feeling like crap at 6 a.m. I took it was 5:30, 6 a.m. I took some cannabis oil. That has 4 legs.
That doesn't have 4 legs.
That is 4 legs. Maybe it's a burrowing owl.
Could be a burrowing owl that's burrowing into our home.
On the rooftop. Quick, quick, quick. We don't have a chimney.
Well, we also don't have any viewers, so we can talk about whatever we want to.
We have no friends. Okay, anyway. What was I talking about?
Being high, not feeling well. It's
Oh,
Monday.
so then I had to take it again at approximately 6 p.m. tonight, so I am also high off my freaking ass.
It was a good Monday around here, I tell you.
Was it though?
No, it wasn't. I'm being facetious. It's called
Our
sarcasm.
Our weekend also started off. It started off okay. It was like, all right, I don't feel good, but like
we're gonna make the
hit
best of it.
pool, and then we had marital hate, and it went to hell from there. And,
But then we had Italian ice.
and I was too sick to go. I want to eat my Italian ice.
Well, you can't eat it in the air.
I might be
No eating on the air. It's unprofessional.
rude.
Like chewing gum. It's
You only give me
unprofessional.
one drink too, and I'm high.
You said no gum.
So I'm gonna drink everything. I'm gonna drink everything. I'm gonna drink from the pool. I'm gonna be like,
From the pool. I don't know how that's gonna. What if you drank from the pool and it cured your Lyme disease? Imagine that.
I would be really, really
A simple
happy.
drink
that I
from a
let strangers
chlorinated
in our pool.
situation. Filtered chlorinated water. Don't listen to us for advice like that, because we'll try
Don't
it.
listen to us for anything. We've tried just about everything Lyme disease wise. As a matter of fact, my previously mentioned log jam that had been cleared is now a problem again, and I have had many suggestions from people. One was that I try coffee enema, and I told them that in fact, not only did I try coffee enema, but in an effort of support, you did it too.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on with that. It was, hey, you did it, I did it. I was trying to be supportive.
A for effort. I
Yeah, it
appreciate you.
was not an A effort. It wasn't much going on. I will say this though: you could be like a camel and have a hump. You just store it all in there.
Are we talking about my humps again?
No, I'm not talking
My
about my.
lovely little humps.
All right, this is gonna be an
It's gonna
interesting.
be a montage on the internet of me playing with my boobs.
Well, I put in. We're taking the mundane out of Monday. That was our little caption for tonight's show, and
By a middle-aged woman playing with her boobs in front of her pool.
tell you we could make money doing this.
As they sit by the beautiful sunset and talk about how their life is falling apart for all of America. And the English-speaking rest of the free world.
Usually I have a harder time like on the weekends especially like with the job search or trying to do this or do that or like kind of whatever, but like because there's no access to information, it's almost like there's like this lull dead spot in the weekend. But today, Monday, was horrible today. Like I felt like I expected like this outpouring of jobs and support. People were going to call, and then nobody called, and so it was just kind of a downer today.
Okay. Hang on. We're going to get to that. I just have one thing that I want
What
to
is that,
mention.
baby?
It totally slipped out of my brain. I have to find it back. You were talking about
Being Monday,
being Monday, but it was before you were talking about Monday.
it was the weekend and having no access to like there's
Oh,
nothing much happens on the weekend.
If I was Gwyneth Paltrow, I would say available to all the people in the world, except the ones who aren't in free countries. I feel bad for them because they can't see our podcast. That is what Gwyneth Paltrow.
I hope
would
nobody
say.
misses a half
And she
day
was
of our podcast due to a skiing accident.
Oh, be safe, people. Wear appropriate padding and equipment.
Yeah, be careful out there, folks.
We want you to be safe and not
From
sorry.
us to you.
Like Gwyneth Paltrow, who wishes you well. I wish you well.
Oh, I wish you well, Mr. Man. You know what? They probably knew each other. Like, they were probably like neighbors or something.
Why
are we still talking about
I have a
this?
conspiracy theory.
Okay, go ahead with your theory.
Actually, this segues beautifully into one part of our day, but we have a lot to go over. My conspiracy theory is that on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, I know, but
Okay.
bear with me.
Okay, I'm
so
with you.
Teresa Giudice, now I guess Ruelas, and it was Gorga before that. Her brother is on the show, Joe Gorga, and they have been feuding since they got on the show, and I think they did it on purpose. I think it's all a setup.
Are you thinking they are closer than they let on?
Oh, I
Do you think they love
there
her?
is definitely something incestuous happening in the editing room. I don't know what is going on, if they're doing it to make it look incesty or if they're trying to cut down on the incestiness, but I think that they make it look incesty in the cutting. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that you actually commit incest. I'm saying that
You get the illusion of it.
There's illusions that can be made in editing, and it's not good. I'm way too high for the neighborhood kids right now. They're like running in.
Yeah, hide.
It's like they're in the pool area. 'Cause
No,
I'm
they're
so
not in
high.
the pool area.
No, I know. I'm just really
Okay.
high. Okay. I'm glad they're having fun though. Okay. What were you saying? The editing room. So I think that they planned it, and I think they may have even intentionally sent her to jail. They would be like, that'll get us a book and at least 3 more seasons.
I will say this: I despise all of those housewife shows. I think they're foul people. But I specifically think that's the Teresa woman is just she rubs me the wrong way the most.
Here's the crazy thing.
Here
Here is the crazy thing. I saw Louis on a panel at AdTech in San Francisco. It was actually one of the breakout sessions. And I actually hung out with his brother and stuff. And he was just, like, nice enough guy. Like, but it's weird to think, like, oh, God, these aren't people 10 degrees from us. They're,
you're
like,
1
real
degree.
people. And then you've got, like, and then you think about, especially for me, like, I don't watch Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't watch it. Jersey's kind of my guilty pleasure, but I don't watch Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I couldn't watch it because of the whole Yolanda Haddad thing, and how allegedly Lisa Rinna was basically denying her Lyme disease, which is like something that anybody who has Lyme or an invisible illness has dealt with at some point, and it's fucking bullshit. Can I say fucking bullshit?
No, you could say that. In regards to Lyme disease, you can say anything you want.
I have some things to say.
Yeah.
I actually had a chat with ChatGPT about it today. We'll circle back to that.
Excellent.
So, would we like to talk about our fun activity this afternoon?
Well, was it this afternoon? It was today? It was this morning.
I was like,
It was about like 10 o'clock, 10:30. You know, sun was warm, and someone had taken some medicine and was sitting there, and Stacy's been a little is a little jumpy when she's on her medicine, but also we had some workers here that instead of knocking, they just tried the door handle, like they were just going to open the door and
nuts.
come in, which was a little bit of an invasion
it
of
was
privacy.
really
if you think
traumatic.
about
And
it.
like
It
the door
was,
is like right
it's
here.
right there over where she was sitting. So today,
Perpendicular.
out of the blue, and no, we don't know anybody, right? Like, who's going to show up? Boom, 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 boom on the
And
door.
so I go,
So she screams.
Louder than that. It was loud.
And so I go to the door.
Like a screech.
And I open the
Jamie
door.
Lee Curtis.
I open the door, and I said,
I died.
I go, I'm not murdering anybody in here, honest. And then these ladies proceed to show what they're here for, and it was Jehovah's Witness inviting us to a no cost to us.
They're Jehovah's Witnesses. JW.org.
Jehovah's Witness, JW.
Jew.org.
So anyways, very nice people. Were not intrusive. Just wanted to give me this and tell me that there was a special Bible talk, and then there was going to be a memorial of Jesus. It's really a memorial of Jesus' death, which is kind of a bummer, because the real uplifting part of that story is what? when he has risen. They move a stone, boom. It's like magic, right? So anyways, so
I'm way too high to follow what you're talking about right now, and
I
I'm a
can't
little
even follow
concerned
it.
that it's
'Cause
blasphemous.
No, I'm talking
I
talking
did not hear
Bible.
any
I
of-
learned things from this pamphlet, which, by the way, is on about 30-pound uncoated web-fed
What
press.
font is it in?
Well, I could. All right, so here's the deal, but it's
What
full
font?
color, full bleed with custom illustration. So, anyways, the Bible talk, which was you can face your future with confidence, which I could use because anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a confident and a man full of bravado. So, anyways, the talk was Sunday.
Oh my God.
They're a day late, dollar short.
Hang on. They want me to accept their cookies. I don't want Jehovah's Witnesses following me. I'm sure they're lovely people. I don't like people coming here unannounced.
Wait, is a Jehovah's Witness
I
cookie
spook
on your
easily.
browser like a wafer?
I need to go back to the country where I came from.
Does your browser accept wafers? All right, so wait,
Oh
I'm
my
not,
God,
I'm
we
making
had
fun,
less
I'm not making fun
problems
of
with
this.
people showing up when we lived next door to the Marshfield Inn.
Okay, so well, what we
I miss
have
Tuna
here,
Man.
we have a custom illustration of Jesus the man who looks like maybe like a little bit of an axe throwing hipster. They're catching up with the times. This is good from a marketing standpoint. We do it. So, anyways,
No, it's such a bummer. They market Jesus as like a suffering person. They should market him as the badass that he was. Rose from the dead, walked on water, turned water into wine.
So-
Market him as a badass.
I think he's like Penn and Teller. He does tricks.
I'm just saying. If
So,
you-
all right,
you
here's
can,
the deal.
You can make him the proper color, which would be dark skin, right? And make him like a good old boy who likes to have some fun and unites people across the races. And he's like, yeah, no, dude, if you believe in Allah, that's cool. And if you believe in Buddha, that's cool. Like, I'm just here to hang out and, try to spread good vibes. Hey, that
So-
makes us like Jesus.
So, in addition
Except
to
fat.
the Memorial of Jesus, there's also, and I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see it, but there's a QR code that you could scan,
Yeah,
and
you-
actually they're going to have this bad boy online on Tuesday,
You
tomorrow.
can go to jw.com and .org. I'm sorry, jw.org, and you can have it in multiple languages.
And-
But they like to give you cookies, and
Well, they're more wafers than cookies. So, anyways, they have this lovely picture at the top of this pamphlet of the boys having lunch together, and then on the back
maybe orthodonture.
they have, which it looks to be an aging Eddie George up top, next to a AI John F. Kennedy. Helen Mirren's in the middle.
You talking
Maya
about
Angelou.
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, well, he's Michael Rappaport Kennedy, JFK.
No, Michael Rappaport.
And then we got Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and then we've got kid
Opie.
from no, it was a kid from
Opie
Epstein Island.
Cunningham. Oh, a kid from Epstein Island. You're going to hell for that
Well,
one.
he was rescued, and now he's in this pamphlet.
Now he's in a Tom Hanks
So, anyways,
movie.
they were very, very nice, and they didn't take up any of my time. They wanted,
Well,
they
I
were
think
trying
that
to
they
help
were-
me
I
and
think
spread
that
the word
I
of the
think that
Lord.
they're kind of pushy usually, but the scream coming from your house
I
scared
think
the
they
shit
thought I
out
was.
of them.
I think they thought I was up
We
to no good.
apologize if you know any Jehovah's
Well-
Witnesses in the Cape Coral area, the Santa Barbara.
I don't know if you actually said what you said. You screamed, and then you said something very loud.
I said, why the fuck is anyone here?
Kind of like the dad on Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
What the fuck? So it was very, very
I
funny.
can't even deal with people anymore. I have it's so weird because I miss people, but then I can't even fucking deal with them. Like if I like you, it'll be hard for me to talk to you, but I'll do it. If I don't like you, I just won't talk to you. But it's hard because sometimes I just don't have it in me to talk to anybody, and I've been forcing myself to do the podcast. But a lot of times I just can't even do it, and it's hard for me to pay attention. I have a hard time hearing. It's just a bitch.
And then there's the dog barking back in the back.
Oh, we like the dog. There was a nice lady screaming in Spanish before.
Yeah,
and we
looking
were
for the
hoping
dog.
she was gonna chime in here because
Because we need a guest tonight. We're kind of low energy
we
tonight.
do. Well, I don't know that we're low energy, but we do
No,
have
I'm-
one guest. Tracy's there. Whoop,
Yep,
whoop.
yep.
So
Whoop, whoop.
yeah. That was the Jesus pamphlet.
Yeah.
I had an interesting chat with ChatGPT.
Yes, what did you talk about a little about that?
So I've been having fun with ChatGPT lately. I used it to look up who owned the rights to a song the other day.
Yep.
Sometimes you just have to rephrase the same question. Is something I've learned.
Okay.
So if you say to it,
Okay. I'm Kwame from
If you say to it,
Love Is Blind. Okay.
are there any Chinese restaurants in Cape Coral? It'll be like, yeah, there are 27 Chinese restaurants in Cape Coral. And you'll be like, are any of the Chinese restaurants in Cape Coral open today? And you have to ask like 9 questions. Like, so instead you just have to be like, what Chinese restaurants in Cape Coral are open today and deliver? And it'll answer. Like, but you have to be very specific, and sometimes you just have to dig deeper. Like, I got it to write my obituary and it only took me like a half hour.
That's cheerful.
Well, I just gave it some facts, and I was like, oh, like like these people really didn't like me. And they're like loved by her parents. I'm like, no.
Larry and Gloria.
No, definitely not.
Just totally made up names.
They're like, she'll be missed by her 4 children. No, probably not. Her stepchildren, maybe. Her husband, I don't know. Not until he finds a new
Only
wife.
until I find a new wife.
how
A wife
long-
that can cook and do other stuff. It's kind of funny. Why? Oh, now she's quiet.
I don't want to say something that's going to get me in trouble, and I'm really high. So
All right.
I'm going to
Go ahead.
change
Go ahead.
the subject. Because I don't ever know what... Here's my problem, okay? We live in a world where words that are safe to say... I think all words should be cool to say. I think you should be able to say whatever word you want. Clearly, I say fuck more than anyone on the planet. However, I think you should be able to say whatever word you want. And if you can give me more words, then I don't have to say fuck so much, because fuck works everywhere, or some variations.
Right.
Fucking, fucker, whatever.
Mother. Adding mother to it is
Sure,
even worse.
No, all kinds of adorations of the word fuck. But my point is that if you give me more words, I don't like when they change the meaning of a word. So like today, I went to say something that was queer, but not like queer in like the
queers and strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I can't say that. And it's happened to me more like because of the podcast, I'm more aware of it. I'm like, I don't want to offend people, but at the same time, like I'm an overly verbose person who was raised by my grandparents for the most part. They were born in 1919 and 1921. Like their vernacular was quite different.
Approximately
than the kids
100
today.
years ago, they were born.
I can't even do that kind of math. Holy crap. Holy crap.
They were riding those bicycles with one big wheel.
No way. I don't want to be old. I want to die now.
Running around with
I
dinosaurs.
want to just die now.
Why?
I'm sick of being
You heard it here,
sick.
folks.
Oh. Anyway, the grandparents, that's where my vernacular is. So sometimes I say things, but I think that we should, if you're gonna have a new definition of something, like if something's offensive, make up your own offensive term. Don't say like, okay, like
Milk face. I mean, every night I try to work milk face.
Like cracker is a snack. Don't turn that into offensive term for somebody.
Too late for that
Come
one.
up here with your own word. Like you could make it
Fudgesicle.
Like, facker.
Oh.
Nobody calls anyone a facker. Call it facker. Not like don't just keep one word for one meaning. I know some
Now
have
you're
multiples,
introducing more words.
but like maybe we just have one universal derogatory word that we all agree upon.
Milk face.
Milk face. I don't know if that's. I think it needs to be like it's got to be as effective as fuck, but it's got to be like a word that everyone can agree upon. That you are meant to be offended when I say this word. It applies to everyone.
Well, you know
it hates everyone.
It hates
There's
everybody.
one word that hates everyone. What word?
You know what? I've always been partial. It's not one word, but calling somebody a jerk-faced jerk is clean.
No,
you can say it in front of anybody, and it
Ladies
just
and
works.
gentlemen, we need your one word answer. By the way, we still don't know what I got my varsity letter in high school, and Todd Alvey and Todd White have been going hard at guessing. I need your one word response that is offensive to everyone, that we can all universally agree that it basically means I'm targeting you in a fit of anger and using the deepest cut that I possibly can. What is that word?
I think it also needs to be, and whatever that word is, it needs to be fire.
Taco. I'm making it taco.
Okay.
Just to fuck with all these
It needs
people
to
that
be
changed the
fire
meaning of the
or
word
lit.
before. No.
Yes. Fire or lit.
I'm just
or
really,
bad.
I'm mad at people who made words that I used a bad word. I'm angry with those people.
Well, what about words that you
It's not
use
fair
that
to me
they
that
made
you came up with
into
something to
better
be offended
words?
by. What?
What if it was a word that they turned to the better? They made it better.
No, I had to work very hard to learn vocabulary in school. I went to Catholic school. So what would happen is you would have to write down the word, underline it, make a colon, write out the definition.
Yeah.
And if there were multiple definitions, you had to write them all out.
Yeah.
Then you had to write a complete sentence out with that word. And if it wasn't formatted perfectly, Mrs. Texera, who was awful, took points off.
This stuff didn't happen in public school. We didn't have paper.
It wasn't Texera. It was Mrs. Allen. And my middle school class thinks that we gave her a nervous breakdown.
Well, it's quite possible with you.
Oh, she was
in
the
class.
worst. She was the worst.
She wasn't as bad as Miss Niss, Mrs. Niss, and Mrs. Niss for 2nd grade.
I think you have the worst teacher actually ever.
Oh, I do, yeah. Well, and that was in college, so I was paying to go there
Would you like
for
to
that
point
one.
that one out?
Oh, we've already covered that.
Yeah,
in the
but not
podcast.
everybody's
No,
seen it.
we're kind of we don't talk. We're talking about good educators.
He was told by his professor that he would never be a graphic designer.
Never.
He was already working in the field, and he's been doing it for over 30 years, despite the fact that he is currently looking for a full-time
Yeah,
gig.
hit me up. Hit me up. I do things.
You do things?
I actually designed a van today for vitamin C mobile chiropractic.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I do.
Can you pull it up?
I will have to find it.
We're not very techy around here.
No, we're not. We this should all be in line, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, this is.
Just pull the picture up.
I'm going to. Let me get it big so we can see. So I designed the vitamin C van, right there. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the graphics on that thing, and look.
Oh, it's friends with a Jeep.
And look.
It's never bad to be friends with a Jeep.
And when you open it, I even mocked that up too. There you go. Vans. Actually, Christina's going to be driving around like the A-Team in that thing. It's going to be awesome. I told her to grow a beard and a mohawk and some gold chains.
I cannot.
And she
picture
can
any
pity
of
the
those
fool.
things. I can't picture any of those things. Maybe if like she outlives Brent and she like goes like off the deep end, then she would get a mohawk.
Oh yeah. Wait, maybe I should.
But like a faux hawk, like a cute lesbian faux hawk, not like that a lesbian, like the like the
shaved on the side thing.
No, like Ruby Rose, like how she's like that gendered fluidy, like hot ass
yeah.
lesbian. And she's got that hair, like something like that. Or
right.
what was that?
Christina can pull that off.
There was a trainer who had a show. It was on Bravo. She was a lesbian too. What was it? Jackie Warner. I don't know the name of the show, but she was hot as fuck.
All right.
That's what Christina would do because she could never find it.
Well, I'm now worried that I showed the van, and the van right now is still under review. So I hope
I hope we're not in trouble for that one. By the way,
I don't know. Like, I designed the thing. I think I just showed it on my
I hope we're not in
podcast.
trouble for that.
I don't want to give Christina any extra business that she would have to take and earn money from with her nicely colored van. Anyways, that was just a mock-up, folks. Now we have to do the.
Anyway, my point is, I don't think Christina's going to get a mohawk, but time will tell. She's a fantastic chiropractor. I cannot recommend her enough. She serves the
greater
basically
Deltona area.
Daytona area.
I said Deltona.
Up to like
From
Palm,
Deltona
up
to
Palm
Daytona
Coast,
to
up
you.
Palm Coast.
Vitamin C chiropractic.
In Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she even goes to Orlando, but like very like on
Only when there's an accident at the park.
If you have
so
a
he
large,
needs to
like
get
if you
straightened
have,
out.
but no, but like if she had, like if she was, it was a partnership with like say, an over 55 community or like a sporting thing or a business where she would see enough clients in the day to make it worth it, then she'd probably go up.
I think she should spread the rumor that roller coasters and rides, motion rides, cause spinal disalignment.
I am 100% sure that they do, and I'm going to tell you this: I would get so I would feel so bad because I would get my adjustment. And then Zach would come over and we'd go off-roading. Yeah. And afterwards I would be like, oh God, why did I get adjusted today? And I had just completely wasted her time and I feel absolutely terrible about it.
Well, don't feel terrible. She was put on this earth to straighten spines and things of that nature.
And pack the best coolers ever.
Pack the best cooler. And be a good wife to our friend Brent.
Okay, we have to, I don't think like, she's going to kill us.
What? We can talk about her.
We love you.
Yeah,
okay.
If she wasn't great and we're talking about her, well, I've got some stories. I've got some stories about Christina.
No, you do not.
Well,
if you could find a story about Christina that is bad, I would die of shock. I have a few friends that are like that I'm like, they could do no wrong. Actually, I feel that way about my friend Andrea.
Oh, Andrea can do wrong. She told us what she used to do wrong when she was younger.
Oh, we've had the stories.
No, we did. But she's a doll of a person.
Our
she's
friend
a gem.
Andrea is she's the same age as our parents. Is she
no,
your parents?
no,
not
she's 20 years younger than my parents.
Sorry, my parents were super young, so she's the same age my parents should be. And, no, because
if they had you at a
Yeah, my
reasonable
parents were
age.
16 and 18 when I was born, and just barely. Their birthdays are in May. My birthday's in July.
It's called a lawsuit right there waiting to happen.
Me being born?
I don't know. 16 and 18.
Oh, yeah, that was a whole thing. Apparently, my grandfather was going to have my dad arrested for statutory rape, and so my dad had to join the army instead. I don't even know. I don't even know what that was like.
You can't make that stuff up, folks. Where else are you gonna get?
Y'all, there's stories here. There's stories. Like, just tune in every week to see what deep, dark, hidden family secret I will tell. And then when I die, you can watch these videos. You really hate me. Nobody's gonna watch the videos now, right? Nobody watches. And
then when you die, it'll be like
blows up, and you and your new wife can buy an RV.
Kind of like Sharon Tate movies.
You have to name it after me, though.
What, the podcast?
If you buy an RV with your new wife...
Yeah, that'll be great. We want to get busy in the RV named after my dead-ass wife. That's not...
If I have to be a lesbian after you die, the least you can do is name your RV that I paid for with my sweet-ass personality on the internet by telling embarrassing stories about my family.
No other man's going to treat you this good. So, I know a woman will because women are nurturing. So I'm told.
Smack your lips.
I don't know. I didn't
Put
do
your
that.
teeth back in, Grandpa.
I found out something very interesting today that applies. I found out that Elvis's grandparents were cousins, and that therefore they may have passed on certain medical things that cause people in their family to die young. And one of those maladies is that Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Oh my God.
So that it causes whatever. So they're saying that Elvis may have died at 40 whatever, and Lisa Marie had died in her 50s because of some underlying cause of cousins marrying. But
Ehlers-Danlos,
there was also
despite the fact that we have
many drugs in Elvis's system.
It's the fact that there's Ehlers-Danlos syndrome all over my family has nothing to do with the fact that there is some inbreeding in my family. But both are true. Just different sides.
Yeah, but there was no breeding.
Just different sides. Yeah, well, I'll get to that.
There was no breeding, okay.
So different sides of the family. So on my mother's side, there is Ehlers-Danlos. My sister has it, confirmed. They thought I had it. I never got the full workup. It's often comorbid with Lyme, and also it's often confused with Lyme. So who the hell knows who has what? So I do. Yeah, it's a connective tissue disorder. Hyperelasticity of the skin.
And like Elvis had that lip.
Hyperelasticity
He had the lip
of the
thing going.
joints.
Yeah.
Like being able to pop your shoulder out of joint, which I used to be able to do. My hips pop right out.
Hey now.
As you're aware.
What are you talking? I don't know. I don't know anything about
We've
hips.
never had sex before.
Never.
That's why we don't have any babies.
Really, we sit around reading pamphlets quite a bit. So that's what we do for fun around here.
Okay.
So that whole little Elvis thing could go right back into your ChatGPT conversation that you had today.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that the other side of my family is inbred, but not inbred. My
I don't know how you're.
My grandfather remarried, and the woman he married was his first cousin.
Hey.
And I loved her. She was absolutely amazing. And they didn't have any kids together, but first cousins. That's still in the tea.
That's a little for real. If
that's what I got for you, real. I told them that I cheated at Wordle. I don't do it anymore, and I only did it when playing with Doug because he's a dick. And he'd be all like, I'm smart.
I don't think it's nice to call your husband a dick in public.
He cannot let me be better at him at anything. Nothing at all. Like if we had a baby, he would be like, I breastfeed better than you do. I'm pregnant better than you are.
Yeah.
He
be no contest.
Cannot let me be better at him than anything. We were playing Mario this weekend.
Yeah.
And it got a little heated. And we had actual
marital hate.
Marital hate. There was actual marital hate. It lasted about an hour.
Yeah.
And then what?
Then what?
And then what?
Then we got back to normal. We had Italian ice. You were in the pool, cooled off.
We haven't finished our Italian ice. We got to stretch that bitch out for a whole week. It's our treat, our $10 treat that we have to make last the whole week.
I actually wolfed mine down this afternoon.
Yeah.
So now I got nothing.
I literally eat like 3 bites at a time. Like
they're literally like
shouldn't
this
even
big.
Be having it.
But anyways, it was.
I shouldn't even be having it,
It's a
but if
guilty
it's 3
pleasure.
bites, like
It's three bites. Anyway, so
3
that.
bites.
But yeah.
I've been sick for 10 freaking years. At this point, it feels like, you know how like people will be like, their 98-year-old grandmother wants like a piece of candy, and they're like, no, grandma, you can't have it because of your sugar. It's like, the bitch is 98 years old. Let her have what she wants. That's how I feel now. Like, I feel like this bitch is 47 years old. She's been sick for 10 years. 10 years. Give her a fucking break already.
It's not your fault that you're sick.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't found the Lord yet. I remember when someone said that to me. They said, the reason you're sick is because you haven't accepted Jesus Christ. No, because you haven't found Jesus Christ. I have not lost him. However, I am of the mind that Jesus Christ is probably not so much of an egomaniac that he gives two shits what people believe. Like, he's like, oh, like, I think, did I talk about this already? The Jesus branding?
No, you didn't.
I didn't talk about
Well,
Jesus
we talked
branding.
about you think he should be branded more as a
I think
badass.
Jesus needs to be rebranded as a badass.
But look, he's got his
And my
bros.
point is,
He's got all his bros here
dude,
eating lunch.
First of all, Jesus, definitely darker than this. Darker than this. Definitely darker than this. See, you make him like a cool guy that likes to hang out with people. Like, he doesn't care, like, if you drink or like you do bad stuff, or if you have tattoos or whatever. He's like, whatever, I'll hang out with anybody. And he's like turning water into wine, and I think he probably smokes a little weed.
Why do they
And
make
he's
him
just
carry
like a cool guy.
Why do they make him carry that telephone pole everywhere?
You can't even say that.
Why?
I'm just saying that they should rebrand Jesus. And if they rebrand Jesus, it would be cool. But I think that my view of Jesus, that's what my view of Jesus is like a badass, right? And so I think Jesus would be like, and of course I also had this was like reinforced by an ayahuasca trip I went on, which I'll circle into somehow. But he, like, I see him, like, just being, like, chill. Like, the guy that everybody wants to hang out with. That, like, you know, he's by the campfire. He's, like, the first one to, like, you know, offer you his chair. Like, he's a cool guy that, like, everybody likes. And he has good stories. And, like, you know, he's got, like, his friends around him. And, you know, like the apostles. But, like, just friends. And he's cool with, like, Buddha and Allah and, you know, whatever trees you worship or cows or... I'm not mocking anyone. I just am too high to even think about all of the things that you could possibly worship. But whatever you worship, I think Jesus would be down with anybody being good to one another and having positive vibes. Like, I don't think that he's like all like, oh, this is how you have to do it. I think he's like, are you trying your very best? And are you a human being? And you learn from your mistakes? And he's like, all right, that's cool then. It's cool with me.
I always picture Jesus being like cool and mystical, like George Harrison. That dude could just, like, he was just on a
George
different
Harrison,
level.
like with a fake tan?
George Harrison, the Beatle.
Oh, not George Hamilton.
That's George Hamilton. Although, Jesus, George Hamilton would be awesome, too, because he'd be like, hey, everybody, you know, like, whatever.
Not to be confused with Kadeem Harrison.
Oh, Kadeem Hardison.
Hardison.
I believe it is.
I had
and he'd
such
flip,
a
he'd flip
crush
those,
on him.
He'd flip those glasses up.
I had such a crush on him. And when I was in middle school...
Cure a leper, flip him back down. That would be cool.
The closest thing that there was to Kadeem Hardison, who was Dwayne Wayne on a different world, was John Barrera, who I went to middle school with. And I had such a crush on him then.
Not a black gentleman.
He is definitely not a black gentleman.
But that's the closest you could get. So that's.
But he was such a good kid, and we haven't talked in a while, but he's got a beautiful family, and we all went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show one night.
Much like
somebody didn't go with us.
Much like you are the closest thing I could get to Lisa Bonet, that I could get. So yeah.
You're the closest thing to Lisa Bonet. I owe Lenny Kravitz. I don't know. I hear there's a lot of beard marriages in Hollywood.
Interesting.
I've already had one beard marriage.
Please just tell them it's not this one. Because I'm all man. I don't care. What do I care? I went to art school.
You won't even try it. I keep telling him, you can't say you don't like something unless you try it. Try it. Like, you don't like Brussels sprouts. Try it.
I haven't been eaten by a shark. I don't think I'm going to like that either.
I definitely want to be eaten by a shark. That would be such a badass way to go.
Really?
I would.
No. So you get salt
the only
in
thing
there.
better
it's
than
hurt.
getting eaten by a shark would be getting eaten by a shark in a Sharknado.
Sharknado. Oh, what if you're eaten by a shark and you cut yourself out of the shark because you were eaten with your chainsaw?
Like Tara Reid.
Well, I don't know if Tara Reid lost an arm to a shark.
No, it was Ian.
But it was Ian Ziering who cut his own
Tara
self out.
Reid did lose an arm. Ian Ziering cut himself out.
Yeah. The best part about Sharknado is the Sharknado song.
You know what? I will feel like I've made it on this podcast when I'm in a Sharknado movie.
I don't think they make them anymore.
Mr. Ziering, can we be in a
Mr. Ziering
Sharknado movie,
said nobody
please?
ever.
Wow, that
Mr.
was rude.
Ziering.
He takes that back.
No, Mr. Ziering. Nobody's ever called Ian Ziering Mr. He's Ian Ziering. It's like one word,
He's
like Sting and Madonna.
He's like your age.
Yeah, he's like my age. Yeah.
So you get called sir and Mr.?
No, I
You
don't.
get called Mr.
I get called ma'am. No, yeah, no, I don't.
Don't assume his pronouns.
Yeah, don't assume anything.
The kids at the gas station in Situate used to call me ma'am, and I told them that if they called me ma'am again, I was going to rip their arms off and beat them senseless with them.
That's a threat. That goes beyond.
I think I said that
Facebook
to one of the
standards.
kids on a field trip once, and they moved me off that bus, and it's been eating away at me ever since. I was joking. It was like middle school.
You can't joke about anything.
If you do not sit down right now, I will. Or no, it was like he was touching the other guy. I go, if you do not stop touching him, I will beat you. I rip your arms off and beat you with. Now, stop it. I went back to my seat. I think he complained. Honest to God.
Okay, throughout my life, there was this incident with the neighbor kid on Halloween. I think we talked about it on another, and I made the kid cry because of his lack of costume.
We are terrible with children.
I never threatened physical violence to a child.
I was kidding.
Were you?
I was kidding.
This is how things start.
You know what? I have had a good impact on some people. I've tried really hard to have a really good impact on everyone. Sometimes I miss the mark by colossal amounts.
Yeah.
But at least I tried.
Well, sometimes I'll say stuff and just think, like, this is either going to go great, like go over great, or it's going to just, I might be arrested. Like, but you don't know. Like, you're like, all right, if I say this, it's going to be hysterically funny.
Or
not. Or not. And a lot of times it's not. But you know what? I'm swinging for the fences, folks, is all I'm doing.
I want to interact with our friends, but we're going to save that for the end. We're watching you.
Yeah, we're watching.
We're watching
you.
You.
Commenter. You know who you are. You get typey.
I like the typies. I'm so fucking high. Okay, so I talked to ChatGPT today, so I'm asking it about various conspiracies.
Dear Chat.
And it's basically giving you like the party line, like conspiracy theories are dangerous and blah, blah, blah. It basically sounds like that. You know, there's this one clip on the internet of all these news stations saying the exact same thing at the same time, where they're all like, you can trust us. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Like
They actually say that,
They're like twisting their mustache. Like, it's ridiculous. And they all do it at the same time. It's like one of those kind of announcements where they're like, you can trust us because conspiracy theories are all bad. And there's no truth to any of them. So I started asking it questions. And I asked it about vaccines and autism. And it was like, blah, 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 blah. And I couldn't remember the specific case, but they actually ruled that the CDC could no longer say that vaccines did not cause autism. So they can't say that they do. They can't say that they don't, because there's enough evidence that supports the claim at this point that they can no longer make their point. And then... excuse me, but I couldn't remember how to reference that at the time. High off my ass. So then I asked about Lyme disease, and I asked about, was it created in the Plum Island Animal Research Facility? And they were like, there's conspiracy theories that say that, but definitely not. And I'm like, did Eric Traub run the Plum Island Animal Research Facility? And they're like, yes. And you're like, what's his background? And they're like, he was a scientist in Germany and blah, 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 blah.
That's the best kind of scientist, if you ask me.
In Germany, did he work for Hitler?
Oh.
Yes, he was part of Operation Paperclip when the United States took top scientists in an effort to win the war against the Soviets in the War on Wars or whatever the hell it was.
Let me ask you a question.
So let me finish this. So they were trying to win their battles through the science. They think that if they have the science, that they can do it. So they're like, they justify not punishing these war criminals.
Yep.
Some of them,
they're useful.
having varying levels of disgusting behaviors that they had. But Eric Traub specialized in bioweapons, like a swine virus, and what was the other one? I don't know, but it was bioweapons. It was fucking bioweapons.
Tick-borne.
And so you're like, hey, So and then oh, by the way, after he worked on Plum Island, the animal research facility, which is like as the crow flies to Lou Gehrig's summer home in Lyme, Connecticut. It's just like right there. And you know, birds, ticks, flying.
Flying, you just threw a bird. Like, I would say flying is like, you know, some sort of flapping.
I don't know.
But
how
you were like
fast they
flying.
Go. It depends on how fast, what kind of bird it is.
Well, I think you were throwing because of
That
Lou
bird that we
Gehrig.
had
You were like
tonight,
he was a
I'm
baseball
like
player.
literally scratching my boob on the internet.
Oh.
There was a bird today that sounded like a goddamn drone. I did not like that.
It's a drone bird.
But that's not my point. My point, what was I saying?
Lyme disease, Eric Traub, Operation Paperclip.
So anyway, basically it went in circles, and it was like, yeah, he worked there, he worked for them, and he retired and moved back to Germany, and had another career there, and like I'm like, so is there any evidence to prove that he didn't do it? And they're like, yeah.
So
okay.
let me ask you a question: is Operation Paperclip a conspiracy, or is
No,
it?
it's like the government.
Fact. It is fact. We know it is
The
fact
government
now.
claims
Yeah.
that we did this. Yes, we did this. The government will tell you that they did that.
Okay, so if they're
But
telling you,
ChatGPT is not going to tell you something
Okay.
that is not widely reported. You will not get it. So, like, I think if we ask, I mean, I'd have to dig more into it, but I asked about a few things today, and it seems to me that the same people behind censoring social media are behind ChatGPT.
Interesting.
At least in some.
You might be
capacity.
blowing the lid off of something right here.
Yeah, well, we'll get murdered. But I've been wanting to get
We'll
murdered,
get murdered.
for a while.
I,
I want to get murdered for a while, so I should probably update the beneficiaries on my life insurance policy.
goodness.
You're the primary, so if we go at the same time,
they'll leave me alone because I'm a nice guy.
all hell will break loose. Yeah, that's true. You don't really.
Oh,
see much.
I believe in some
I'm
conspiracies.
apparently the problem here.
But not. I don't think everything that happens on Earth is a conspiracy. I don't think
everything that happens on Earth, but I think that actually we were talking about this today. We were talking about Gwyneth Paltrow and how much we have been annoyed by Gwyneth Paltrow, and I realized what it was. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to have what they need to be, content, with like moments of joy and whatnot. But like general, level of contentness, like they have the food and water and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that we should, I don't think that things should just be handed to people because I don't think that they appreciate them. But at the same time, I want everybody to have their needs met. So if someone can't for some reason or someone's spread too thin, like I think we should come together as a community and help them. And I think that's the problem with like the lack of community that we have today because everybody's like in their own house. They have nothing to do with each other until they need something. And then they're like, because there's so many scammers out there, people don't know who to help. And I know we've been scammed more than once.
Scam me once, shame on me.
I saved somebody's freaking life.
You did, but you weren't scamming anybody.
No, I wasn't getting scammed, but he was pretty awful to me. Like, I'm glad I did it, but wow, he was really awful to me. And then there was another person that we helped that they screwed us over.
That's not much of a scam. That's just somebody just not being appreciative or reciprocal or things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. They took advantage of us. And that's happened more than once.
Well, we're nice
So
people.
we're suckers is really what it comes
Oh yeah,
down
let's
to.
just put that out there. We're suckers. My social
Well, we don't have any
security
money
number
anymore,
is
so we can't help you.
What?
It's
Yeah,
not
wait.
843.
No, it's not.
8675-309.
Hi, Jenny. That's Jenny's.
I wonder if
You
that's
don't
Jenny's
fool
social
me.
security number.
No, it does. It's not enough.
67530.
Not enough digits
Few
in those
more.
digits.
Well,
Although I got some good
Just
advice.
have to write, you have to dial the country code.
I got some good advice from someone that we used to work with, and this gentleman said that if you're ever at CVS or whatever and you don't have a card, you can punch in that phone number and you'll get the discount.
Ooh.
I'm not going to tell you who it is and where they live and what the feature of their living room is.
What?
But some people watching this will probably gather who that is. So anyways, if you're yeah. So actually today,
Oh, that's amazing. E9.
So, obviously being unemployed,
all non-void, walking
oh my
around
God,
like
right.
a pretty boy
I'm
Floyd.
fighting with unemployment in 2 different states at this point. You can't get anybody. Well, you can rarely get somebody good on the phone. You can't get any information. I was told today they're going to escalate something. But my point is,
We are hemorrhaging money.
I got to a point. I got to a point today where I looked up our local burger joint, Culver's, and how you can, are there any coupons? This is where the point I'm at.
You're
in my
looking
day.
internet coupons.
And so I'm looking for internet. So, anyways, if you sign up for Culver's on the app, you get a buy one get one and a basket meal. So you get like really basically.
So what we're saying is
Your
we're
whole
gonna do
lunch
it with each
or
of our
dinners.
phones. Can
Yeah.
we borrow one of your phones?
So we're gonna
and
start-
then we can do it. Like we'll just get new phones every time.
We're gonna start.
We just need to borrow
opening
them.
up email accounts, just to
Assuming
just,
identities.
Yeah, assuming identities. Don't tell Culver's though. Just please keep that under wraps.
We're poor.
'Cause,
I want a sprinkles cookie, and I want what's that other?
I don't know what a
place?
sprinkles cookie is.
There
Oh,
was
so that
and the bean. There's so many restaurants in Cape Coral I want to try, and oh my god, I desperately want to go to Disney.
So
We haven't been to Disney since we've been here. We went to Disney Springs and got a Dole Whip flight
We
one
did.
day, and then left. Like we couldn't afford to go to the park because we were house shopping. Now we really can't afford. And I really
our
just
biggest
wanna go.
expense on that day was renting a wheelchair.
$10.
Push it around. It was good. It was a good time.
I couldn't do the walking.
People
I
parted
tried
like
so
the Red
hard.
Sea.
Yeah, when you're in the scooter, people are mean to you. When you're
Yeah,
a
when
wheelchair,
you're a
people
wheelchair.
are nice to you.
Yeah, not so bad. But yeah, you would have made it like 10 feet in that park.
I tried. I made it all the way from the car to the first store. Like to Planet Hollywood, and then I was done.
So then we had a
I
brief
can't do
rain
this.
shower. I just put you out in the middle. I went undercover. I went in the store. Left you
did.
out there.
You left
No,
me
I
in the rain.
didn't. No, I didn't.
You did.
leave
You
you-
left me in the rain.
I
at one
didn't
point.
leave you in the rain.
Yeah, at one point you did.
I left you
in the rain.
in the rain. No, I didn't.
Yes.
I did not leave you in the rain. She's making
Yes,
stuff up.
you
You're
left me in the
high.
rain.
Never didn't do it. I just made it up. Why would I make up a story that actually happened? Just made
No,
it up.
you left me in the rain.
We actually had a very nice few hours at the Disney Springs. Actually, we had brunch. That was good. We had a little brunch.
We had brunch and a Dole Whip flight, but I really wanted to go to Disney.
We
for so
split an
long.
entree for brunch, and we got the deviled eggs appetizer. So
I wanna go to Disney
we're now
World.
deviled eggs fanatics. We are actually starting the Sanibel Deviled Egg Festival because nothing says beach like some nice deviled eggs. So we started talking today. Miss Positive over here is watching The Handmaid's Tale for the 59th time. I can't even listen to the show. It's just, even the way it's photographed, it's dark. I mean, it's very well done for what it is, but it is depressing. And I just didn't need to hear or see that today. And so for some reason, we started talking about the food and the cupcakes and the cookies and things like that. I'm like, well, what meal? I can't even tell this story now.
What meal would make it worth it for
what
you
meal
to be forced to have?
forcibly handmade?
Wait, the whole point was that they gave her a cookie, like at one point. So like, I was just summarizing all the episodes because like the way they do it in the show, actually, it's really crazy. Because the way they do it is it's the exact same way an abuser does it in a relationship. Is that it sneaks up on you, slow, and it normalizes. And I don't know if that's a reflection of society today, but I sure as hell think it is. And like, it's a slow progression. So when you're watching that show, it just gives you this overall like ick. But if you like think about it, like if you name like the facts of like what happens, like okay, so if you have been able to bear a child, you're basically forced to have kids for somebody else. And you're held down every month by the wife while the husband has sex with you, and sometimes they will offer you a cookie in front of their friends like you're a dog, and that's what happened. And then she spit the cookie out, so good for her.
So then I was
would
saying,
spit
well,
the cookie in her freaking face
what meal would you have to get in order
to make it worth it.
To make it
then
worth
I was
it.
just trying to think. My mind didn't go to the food; it went to like, who is going to do this?
Who
to
is
me?
this?
Who do
Yeah.
I know that would do this to me? and that's, I don't really think that my friends would do this to me, but like I'm thinking, my mind went to like, okay, who would I be the least horrified by this with? Like it wasn't about the food in my
See,
mind. I'm
my
like, I
whole
don't
thing was about the
know
food, and
if
you
there's-
went right to a dark
I was
place.
trying to think if there was anyone that would not like completely freak me out. Like I was trying to think if there's anybody I felt safe with. Like somebody nurturing.
Nurturing.
Like somebody that like will kiss your boo boo.
Somebody that'll hold you down and be nurturing and have their husband rape you. It's just a terrible. It was just a terrible thing. But all right. So
The
there's
show is
another thing about
terrible.
being normalized. a subject matter like that being on like a that's a hit
He's
show.
right. He's right.
So that's normalization of something terrible.
It is a hit show. They get
Yeah.
hit if they're bad.
Nah, I tell you. So, anyways, I wanted to be about food because I was thinking about food and some of the,
I mean, honestly, it really
was not
depends on
about
how
food.
baked I am, because if I'm really baked,
Yeah. If you're in that munchy,
I'll consent to all kinds
area.
of weird shit if I'm
Hey
really
now.
high.
Weird.
Hello.
Define weird. No, well,
Wait a minute. What do you think happens every night in our bedroom?
it's nothing weird.
I'm high and consent to something weird.
I put on the nun outfit and you like it. So what do you want me to do about
I
it?
have flashbacks of Catholic school.
Have the little
Sister
ruler,
Lou, Sister Sam. Oh, I had a nun. She was back at Coyle when the nuns lived up top.
Oh.
And Coyle Cassie.
What
No
they
longer
lived up
exists.
top. They lived in the attic, like a creepy
like flowers
Annabelle
in the
doll or
attic.
something.
It was like Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews, big with the Gen X lady readers. It was V.C. Andrews, and there was also Petals in the Wind. It was big, a whole incesty family, kind of like mine.
I don't think I've ever met an.
Anyway, the nuns lived in the attic. What?
I've never met an active nun. I've met ex nuns. My 6th grade teacher was an ex nun. She was fantastic.
I have a friend
Oh.
who went to a wedding. Couldn't figure out why this girl was wearing a funny outfit. Took her home, deflowered her.
Are you kidding me?
Next morning, found out she was a nun. Yes, totally serious. 100%
Her husband's
serious.
gonna be mad.
Same guy had sex with a girl in his car on a date, like a first date too. Had sex with a girl on his date, and she gets out of the car, and she's like, "I have to pee," and he's like, "Oh, I'll take you to find your bathroom." She's like, "No, I'm fine." And she gets out of the car and squats down, and you think she's just gonna pee? Oh no, she drops two on the ground, like just plop plop.
Plop plop.
He said that when he pulled her pants out, there were shit beads.
This may be. This might put us viral, folks. That's what kind of story is that?
Everyone tells me everything. And if you do not tell me, do not tell anyone this, it becomes a cautionary tale. Because I know a lot of people and they all have varying levels of problems.
Is that guy still alive? Is he gonna watch our podcast and say
He's still
"That was
alive.
me"?
I don't think he would watch our podcast. Although I don't know, like they might be
It's anonymous.
We keep saying I don't know what to call our viewers, like the haters, the marital
allies.
haters. Not hate allies. Shut up. Allies is a stupid tagline. No, stupid.
Was then, it is now.
Stupid.
Thank you.
Stupido. Stupido.
Stupido. It's Italian now.
We need a tagline for the people who are our friends, but I will tell you that there are people that are going to watch the show just to mock us.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Like your yarn
Thank
hair.
you for increasing our viewership. Please feel free to leave negative comments.
I don't know where else you're gonna get shit beads in the underwear on a date other than
On a
this
Monday
podcast.
night?
On a Monday night, other than this podcast right here.
Oh, and incest. Don't forget incest. We had incest. We had tonight's podcast had
She says marital Haitians. I don't know if we can call people not from Haiti Haitians. But we're gonna have legal look into that.
I did not say that, by the way.
That
That
is
was a viewer.
That's a viewer
viewer request.
That's one of our
We
A-list
starting
viewers.
to sound like Joe Bob Briggs. Shout out to Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe
We
Bob Briggs.
love
If
what
you
you're
don't know
doing.
him, you got to watch some of the Joe Bob
Watch
stuff.
Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, available on Amazon Prime, AMC Plus, and Shudder, I think. Awesome show. He basically explains to you everything about a given horror movie, and it's really cool. And he has on awesome guests like Eli Roth sometimes. Although I don't particularly like Darcy the Mail Girl, I find her to be annoying. How do you think about Darcy the Mail Girl?
Well, she adds nothing.
We did watch some of her porn though, and we found that to be okay.
It was interesting.
Okay. I'm a fan of spider porn. I prefer spider.
Yeah,
porn.
it wasn't as freaky enough for you. That was like the
I
thing.
am
It
not
wasn't
really
freaky
a
enough.
porn fan, but if you tell me there's a fucked up video on the internet.
Yeah, now you're gonna watch that.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. And then what happens is sometimes it's something like spider porn, and then I'm like, oh, I'm turned on by that. What is wrong with me? So spider porn does it for me. But that one that I watched with the lady putting the thing of squeezy baby food in her butthole.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. You were trying to get me to watch that with some other people in the room, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to see the squeezy baby food.
They were standing on their head. They were standing on their. She stood on her head, and then she shit it out. It went.
Like
or
Old
the
Faithful.
lady who put a whisk in her parts and tried to bake a cake.
I don't think that.
I don't think you should do that. But the one that traumatized me the most. This is like the most effed up thing I've ever seen on the internet. Was the Vern Troyer sex tape.
Oh, I did see a little bit.
It
of that.
looks like a baby having sex with a grown woman. It's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Rest in peace, Vern Troyer.
I can't even I have flashbacks of it to this day where I find it to be traumatic. I don't like it. No. Bad.
Stacy and her friend a lot of times will speaking of gross out stuff, when I'm eating, typically they will get on the phone on speakerphone and start talking about really, really gross stuff. And like, I've just made a nice meal, I sit down, and then they start talking about gross stuff, and I gotta throw my meal away because now the meal is tainted.
It's so gross. It's so gross that he can't even tell you.
I can't even tell you. I can't tell you half of the stuff that they come up with. Oh my god. Yeah.
I have one for you. Okay. If a human being mates with a chocolate bar, is the resulting product a human being or not?
I think there's probably nougat involved.
There's probably nougat involved. It just sounded like there was a crash.
I don't know what's going on in the neighborhood, folks.
There's like a baseball field back there. A couple yards back.
If you have to go behind those houses, over a canal, over the other houses, then there's a baseball field. And there's actually some bright lights over there.
Sorry.
There's some bright lights over there. And one night, Stacy thought she was staring at the moon, but it was really the baseball field.
No, it was actually the street light right over. Ow, my neck is killing me. It was actually the street light right over there.
What are you?
I had a whole conversation with the full moon. It wasn't the moon.
It was not the moon.
Full moon's coming up.
Ooh.
If you have a chronic illness, brace yourself.
Yeah, brace
Usually
yourself.
It gets worse.
Yeah, you thought it was all nice when it was that Cheshire Cat.
By the way,
now it's not.
It makes me think parasites. When
makes me think of Cher and Moonstruck and the guy with one.
Did I smack you and say snap out of it?
Snap out of it. I hope you don't.
Snap out of it. Oh.
Why are you slapping me on live podcast? That's terrible.
So I can go to jail.
Please, folks, get me out of this.
Give me a girlfriend.
Huh?
I want to go to jail and get a girlfriend. Why not?
I want to stay out of jail so I'm not somebody's girlfriend.
I think you would make a great girlfriend.
I'm sure I would
you
be.
Have the
I would
face
be.
Of perfection.
I would be a great whatever
that
I choose to be.
Like
That's
George
what my mom would say.
Can you tell that story?
We were in South Beach in Miami. We were eating at one of the little tourist traps out, right on the street, whatever. And some guy's walking by and he sees me and he goes, "You look like George Clooney." And he said it. He said it so loud, and everybody turned. And I'm like, I don't look anything like George Clooney. I actually look more like Kermit the Frog than George Clooney. Dexter, yeah. And so, anyways, the fact that everybody heard it, that guy said it. How do I don't know how I react to that. No, yes, that's why you just drank all of my Raz cranberry.
Tastes like
LaCroix.
air freshener.
All right. Well, don't drink it then. I made you a nice beverage over there.
Empty. I told you it empty.
Well, we're 2 minutes away from 9 o'clock. You can have a drink in 2 minutes.
I'm dying. I have a terrible taste in my mouth. I'm going to drink the pool water.
Well, we did say that would cure your
Maybe if I lick the table, I'll feel better.
Lick the table. What is this, college again?
I never licked a table in college.
I'm sure you licked something.
If you must know.
I don't really want to know.
I licked a lot of stamps.
Yeah, I bet you
I
did.
licked a lot of stamps in college. Because I was...
Professor Stamps?
No, I licked a lot of stamps because I was...
That's how she got the
mailing
A's.
things.
Professor Stamps.
I was doing stuff for the football league. So I did a lot of licking of stamps. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, hey, Tracy, we're so glad you're here. Thank you so much. You'll have to tell us what we should clip out because we have to sit down and watch these all and figure out what other people would think was funny. We don't know what other people think is funny.
I think the story about the date with the shit balls in the underwear. I think that was pretty funny.
Shitballs in the underwear is always a good story. I do not think that your chemistry teacher is a very good teacher. My daughter actually has her PhD in chemistry, and I got a D in chemistry in high school. So, yeah, I don't understand it. Maybe she can help you. Look her up. Don't tell her I sent you. She won't talk to you. Nice van. That's our friend. It's beautiful. We like aspire to have a camper van so that we can do some RVing.
We come visit
to be
you
healthy
in
enough.
our little van.
We
in our
also
van
want to be
life.
healthy enough to do things. Keep candy, allure stranger kids.
With the van.
Oh, with our van. Yeah. Oh. She would have like things like the cuties, like the little oranges. That's what she would have.
Yeah.
But
You know that like that bad house on Halloween that you'd go to? They'd give you like a toothbrush. That's what Christina would give you.
She's like the nicest person in the whole world.
Oh, this is dark chocolate with
tortoises with organic
with
matcha.
Little chunks of cocoa bark. It's not the actual cocoa, like the good stuff. It's cocoa bark that they use for mulch.
Why are you such
But
a
it's good
brat?
for fiber.
Okay,
It'll
stop.
keep you regular.
She's gonna yell at us. Keep candy, allure strange.
Yeah,
to lure strange. Okay. Everybody loves Ruby Rose.
I don't even know who that is.
She was on Orange Is the New Black. She was like
there are a lot of people.
She's like a hot ass chick.
Okay.
Who
I'll
also
take your word for it.
Can be masculine when she wants to be. She's like a transformer.
Nope.
The L Word. I've never watched the L Word, but I have a friend whose girlfriend's brother was on Queer as Folk, which is not the same, but I think that they were like kind of parallel.
You're
running
lumping
shows.
the gays together.
I'm not lumping the gays, but they're parallel running
gays,
shows
just like
on
just
the
like
cable
Jennifer
networks.
Coolidge
I've never
in
seen
White Lotus.
the L Word, but I'd like to because I like lesbians.
The only thing I
I
remember.
especially like the lesbians, the nice ones that can fix things. I like
Oh.
those. I like the ones that can fix things, or the ones that want to pay for dinner. Ideally, both. I would like.
Oh. I would say the only
guy
thing.
kind.
I think L Word was
I bet they have
the
good
girl from
powers.
Flashdance.
Wait, what?
The girl from Flashdance was in L Word. And
Irene Cara?
No, Jennifer Beals.
Jennifer Beals.
So
Hot.
I think we might need to watch that. Anyways,
I still haven't found Who's That Girl. I don't want to pay $2.99. It's bothering me.
too much.
Pete, if you're watching, can you hook me up? I have a friend who hooks me
no,
up.
nobody does anything. Nope. Nope.
His name is definitely not
no,
Pete.
No, it's definitely not Pete.
And we definitely do not have any.
There's no
movies
hooking
floating
up
about. Anyway,
of any kind.
Thank you for saying I was the best chaperone ever. I don't know that everybody else agreed. I don't know what the thought was that she loves, but I like it. I wish you were high right now too. If you would like, I can tell you where you can get your certificate. Actually, you live in Massachusetts. I can recommend you to some local dispensaries if you would like. I wish I was higher right now. Yes, I did. I threw a bird. I didn't mean to. I don't normally throw birds, but if you are going to use your phone number, if you're going to use Jenny's phone number, Tracy suggests you use 867-5309-EIN, like 839-399. I think that's a good one.
Very good.
Dealing with unemployment is terrible.
Yeah.
She wants us to use hers. I don't know what she wants us to use hers of, but I will use it. What is it?
Well, it depends what it is. Toothbrush? No.
What does Tracy have that we want to use?
She's got to have something good.
Okay, guys, vote in. What does Tracy have that we want to use? Let's keep that.
Oh, a camper van. Does she have a camper van?
She has a camper van. I will lose my mind.
No, she doesn't.
I would like a cupcake too. I don't know where Gigi's cupcakes are, but I would love them. Oh, I never finished talking about the nuns in the attic.
All right, that's for tomorrow night because we're.
No, it's a quick story about the nuns in the attic. Marital Haitians. Jennifer Beals.
Phone number for free food.
The phone number for free food. Okay. So this is my nun story. So I was in my high school yearbook. I was voted most out of uniform. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a euphemism for being naughty.
Naked?
No, I wasn't naked. I was walking around with fishnets on and Doc Martens.
You were
like a
in
tie-dye
violation.
t-shirt. Oh, on a daily basis. On a daily basis, I would get called out.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay. Kwame.
Settle down, Kwame. If you watch Love is Blind, you would understand that. If you don't, just ignore him. He's being stupid. If you watch Love is Blind, it's pretty funny and annoying. So, anyway, I was on a club after school that I will not mention because I don't want to give away the thing that I got my varsity letter in. But I had my uniform. I wore a tie-dye T-shirt under my uniform, before they yelled at me for doing that.
Mm.
And then I stopped wearing the tie-dye t-shirt because you could see it through my shirt, started wearing a red bra, and that really pissed them off.
Oh.
And let's see. They never called me in for that though. They never called me in for the red bra or the fishnets. I got away with so much. Anyway, they called me in. Oh, so after school, I had taken my dress off, but I still had on my like Catholic school skirt and like a tie-dye t-shirt and like a scully cap and a black trench coat. So I'm walking down the hall.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
What?
Not gonna say it.
You're gonna say they look like a Columbine shooter?
No, I'm not saying that.
Before that.
No.
What?
Well, you set a fashion trend. That,
She asked me if I was a drug dealer. She said, "What are you?"
Who said that?
The nun. She
The
asked
nun?
me if I was some kind of drug dealer.
What are you, some kind of drug dealer?
Yes. Are you
Wow.
some sort of drug dealer?
So, wait, I would know a drug dealer from a hole in the wall.
They
But
wear trench coats. If
they
you're
wear
not.
trench coats.
They're like 16-year-old girls with fishnets and Doc Martens. They basically look. I was like, I don't know.
You're a
I
drug
want to say
dealer.
like Silent Bob, but I was not fat back then. I looked like Jason. I looked and sounded like Jason Mewes, but I was rocking.
But you were.
I was
rocking
basically
the trench
I was basically Jason Mewes.
coat. Yeah. All right.
I still am.
Yeah. Well, kind
Does
of.
that make you Silent Bob?
Yeah. Because I don't get to speak much. There's nothing in that cup, by the way. We've already established. Give me the cup. Thank you. We're gonna put this over here. I'm gonna go fill it with cool water. Over here.
No, stop.
Oh.
I'm gonna see who else is watching. Tracy, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and every time you come, we're always so happy to hear you. You keep us going because let me tell you something. On Sunday, I was done. I was like, I'm not doing the podcast anymore. It's stupid. Nobody likes it.
She actually said, "I don't care about Tracy and her comments." No, she didn't say that. I'm just kidding. No,
I
she
would
did
never
not
say
say
that. I love Tracy. I
But
like
she's
to hang out with
but
Tracy.
she's still on her Jehovah's Witness, so she had to click over.
I love you, and she's still in her Jehovah's Witness, which...
No, you were on the Jehovah's Witness tab on your computer.
Yeah, I wanted to learn about Jehovah.
Yeah, they have wafers instead of cookies.
I got a love you message from my friend Ian. That was very nice of her.
Very nice. I don't think I got any comments on my end. I got a couple likes from our stalwart viewers, Julie and Tom Milmore of Rousers fame. Got a little surprise for Tom coming up. I name checked the Rousers in a song.
I thought I put it on.
Put that in.
No, TGIF. That was.
No, that was Friday.
I accidentally shared the other episode.
Oh,
Shit.
that's all right. That's all right. It's all special for you guys.
Shit. We'll have it. Like the page.
Like
Sorry,
the page,
I shared
we
the
got
wrong
YouTube,
video
we
'cause
got
I'm
all
stupid.
kinds of stuff going on. So we got nothing better to do.
We'll upload it onto YouTube.
And don't
right
forget
now.
tomorrow, the
Sorry about
memorial. Scan the code. Boom.
Wait, so
Scan the code. Big. I think we're gonna do that. Might be the topic of our podcast tomorrow. We might do a mystery science theater of the memorial. I don't want to make fun of it. I just
they're
want
not
like
showing up on our pages for some reason. I thought we shared them.
interesting.
That's fucked up.
Mine is being shared right here.
That's why we
Look
have
at that.
no.
Shared.
That's why we have no
Yeah,
followers.
we have no followers. We would make terrible cult leaders. We have no followers.
I have been asked to start my own cult. I've specifically been asked.
Well, they know where to find it on the Marital Heat
No,
page.
it's here. Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching me tonight.
Nobody likes you.
Shadow banned or annoying.
Nobody likes you. You lost them at the drug dealer nun, is what it was.
The drug dealer nun,
Yeah.
maybe. The nun thought I was a drug dealer, to be clear. I don't know any nuns that deal drugs, but I think that if you're a nun, that might be a good side gig. I don't think the FBI is going to mess with a nun. I mean, look at what
Ooh.
priests have gotten away with. I'm pretty sure
Hey,
they got
now.
away with selling
Yeah, they
a
did.
little weed, given what those assholes
You
have
think
done.
of the nuns? Well, nuns. Nobody talks about the nuns. You figured, oh, they have some
I
nice
think the
whatever.
nuns have done some stuff. I think that they were molesty.
Really?
Right?
I would not
all
allegedly
of them.
molesting. No, I wouldn't. I
I'll
wouldn't
tell
even
you
go
that
that
nun
far.
didn't want to molest me. She wanted me dead. She hated me. She was a mean nun.
I remember like nuns being all like very, very old, even when I was a kid. Like
My grandmother almost became a nun. She
Yeah.
went to school in a convent.
Yeah.
And then this is her.
Well,
her
and then
her legacy.
the fruit of her loins,
In all fairness, I am the black sheep of the family. So.
or the redheaded stepchild, as
It
we
is
talked about. This
oh
morning.
my God! I mentioned this morning. Doug said that I was a child of God and that the lady loved me. the ladies love me, and I said, I'm the redheaded stepchild of God. And then my friend Risa said, I demand a DNA test. Yeah, it's hard out here for a pimp.
It's pimping ain't easy.
But it's necessary. Are we done?
I think we're done, folks.
Good, because I'm really high. We have to
Thank you
upload
for
2
Monday.
videos, and I'm too high to do it.
All right.
Love you.
See you guys. Bye.
You have to hit the end.